my Mazatrol to face and turn. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to call up a new work number. Now you cannot do that under the position screen, because if you try calling up a new work number that we do not have a program for, it will not call it up. That could be someone's question right there. Instead, you got to be under program. Now when you're on the program screen, you can call up a new program. So we're going to go work number 1002. Make sure I typed in 1002 and then hit enter, input. It starts my new program. First thing you got to do is you got to hit Mazatrol program, because that's the type of program we're going to write. After you do that, you want to type in your envelope header line. First thing on your header line is your material. We're going to say cast iron. The OD max of our part, we have 3-inch stock, so we're going to type in 3.1. ID minimum is the minimum size of our part. It's going to be 0, so we're going to go 0.0. Length of our part is going to be 5 inches, so we're going to go 5.1. Work face, we're going to cut 100 thousandths off of that face, so we're going to put in 0.1. Maximum RPM is going to be 2,000. After you hit input on the 2,000, it goes to your next unit. Okay, so now you get to pick what you want to do. Do you want to do point, line, face, turning, or manual program? Well, any facing or turning or grooving or threading or drilling or boring is all going to be under turning. So I hit turning. Then I can do a bar, a copy, corner, or facing. We're going to do facing. Finish allowance for Z is going to be 5 thousandths. After I hit 5 thousandths and enter, it brings my sequence number down. If you notice, there's a R1 and an F2. R is for the rougher, F is for the finisher. It also picks 3 in the nominal. It auto picks 203 that's in there. If we wanted it to pick something else, we'd have to give it a different nominal. So there's no tool numbers over here. It's just the nominal that it goes by. This is your tool ID code for letters. We don't need to put that in. This is your priority. You don't need to put that in, but if you wanted this to run last, or first or second, this is where you put the priority. Cursor over. This is your max depth of cut. So that's your depth of cut when facing. We're going to give it 25 thousandths. This is our feeds and speeds. Our cutting speed is going to be 800, and our feed rate is going to be 0.012, 12 thousandths per revolution. Then it calls up for an M code. I'm going to go M8, input. Cursor down, cursor over. This is finish allowance in Z again, 5 thousandths. Finish surface footage, 1,000. 8 thou feed rate, M8. Cursor down. Now it starts the actual figure line where you give it the numbers where it's going to go to when you program it. We have 3-inch stock, so our start point is going to be 3.1. Our start point in Z is going to be 0.1 in front of the part. Our finish point X is going to be 0, and our finish point Z is going to be 0. This is our finish feed rate. We're just going to give it a feed rate of 0.008, and that's going to be our finish feed rate. So that's all you have to do right there to face that part. Okay, now we're going to turn one diameter on it that's 2 inches in diameter, 1 inch length. So we're going to do turning again, then we're going to do bar work. So we're going to hit bar. Now you can do out, in, face, or back. We're going to do bar out, and you always want to pick the first one. Our cutting point next is going to be 3.1 because that's our stock size. Our cutting point in Z is going to be 0 because it's already faced now. It's already faced, so we can start ripping at 0. Finish allowance in X is going to be 30 thousandths, the tool nose radius. Finish allowance in Z is going to be 5 thousandths. After you have 5 thousandths and enter, it brings up your subcategory just like before. General, R1 rough out, F2 finish out. We're going to cursor over. We don't care about the tool ID. We don't have to worry about the priority because we're going to let the machine pick the priority. Now right here, it's got a cutting pattern. This is after it feeds in, comes up, what's it going to do? Feeds in and comes up, we're going to have it come straight up and then come out. You can have it feed in, come up, and then come out at an angle, but the program is more simple if you just go in, come up. Okay? So we're going to use 0. Max depth of cut, we're going to say 80. It can take a lot more than that, but we're just going to be nice and easy for the class. Okay, so cutting speed, we're going to go 800 for our rough, 12 thou for our feed rate, and M8 to turn the coolant on. Cursor down, come over. This is asking for our finish allowance in X, which is going to be 30 thousandths. Finish allowance in Z, which is going to be 5 thousandths. 1,000 surface footage. 8 thousandths per revolution. M8 to turn the coolant on. Get cursor down, and then this is where it starts your figure 1 again. Your figure is where you give it the coordinates of what you want to machine. Now, whenever you do bar work, it's always going to ask you for what you want to do. You can make any part in the entire world with 4 lines. Either a linear, a taper, a convex, or a concave. Since we just want to do a straight line, we're going to go linear. Then you can pick a corner or a radius. If you do not highlight radius, it'll put a corner break in there. Corner break's 45 degrees. We're going to highlight radius, and we're going to put a 0.125 radius on there. So the diameter that it turns is going to put a nice, beautiful radius on there. Our finish point in X is going to be 2 inches, and our finish point in Z is going to be 1 inch. A final corner radius, that's the radius that you're going to put at the end of your line. So at the end of our line, we're going to put a nice big 250 radius. Yeah, again, you have to highlight the R if you want it to be a radius. Feed rate, 0.008. Okay. Now we also want to put a little radius on the 3-inch stock. Since it's 3-inch stock, we don't want to just turn it and then come straight up because it would leave a burr on the stock. So our next line is going to be a corner break, so I'm just going to say 0.05. Linear, 0.05 at the finished stock size, which is 3 inches. And I just need to go far enough past that to put the chamfer on there. So it's 50 thou. So I'm going to go 70 thou past that with no final corner radius and 8 thousandths per revolution for my feed rate. Cursor down. Okay, now we're done with that. So we want to go shape end. Shape end is how you end a process. So shape end, and then we're going to want to hit end to end the program. So that completes the video on creating a program.